The remarkable thing about God is that when you fear God, you fear nothing else, whereas if you do not fear God, you fear everything else. This is a quote from Oswald Chambers. If you know who he is, you've probably read his book, My Utmost for His Highest. The book was actually a compilation of his sermons and teachings from 1911 to 1917. He passed away in 1917, and his wife, Biddy Chambers, worked on organizing his teachings and writings to create the Devotional. The first edition was published in 1927, 10 years after Chambers' death, and it has since become one of the most beloved Christian devotionals in the world, selling over 13 million copies thus far. Quotes from his book are so profound, thoughtful, and heartfelt that the best way to tell you about Chambers is through his words. Here are some quotes that will be sure to encourage, inspire, and challenge you. God is not an employer looking for employees. He is an eagle looking for people who will take refuge under his wings. We have to pray with our eyes on God, not on the difficulties. God never gives us discernment in order that we may criticize, but that we may intercede. The Word of God well understood and religiously obeyed is the shortest route to spiritual perfection. To choose to suffer means that there is something wrong. To choose God's will, even if it means suffering, is a very different thing. If we will only obey, and do the thing that God has told us, we shall see the result. We get all out of sorts when we lose sight of the fact that obedience to His will is the very best thing we can give to Him. Are we prepared to let God take us into total oneness with Himself, paying no more attention to what we call the great things of life? Prayer is not an exercise, it is the life. Do we trust Jesus Christ, or have we intellectual faith only? We are not asked to believe the Bible, but to believe the one whom the Bible reveals. God does not tell you what He is going to do, He reveals to you who He is. My goal is God Himself, not joy nor peace, nor even blessing, but Himself, my God. As the psalmist said, "May the words of my mouth, and the meditation of my heart, be acceptable to you, O Lord." May the words of Oswald Chambers encourage, inspire, and challenge us to delve more deeply into the Word of God, and draw closer to God Himself.